We didn't work together at all. The team lacks individuality. We're going home with sadness. We're really sorry. We have to look ahead. There's no other way for us. These are the words of Madrid's head coach, which had no impact on what was happening on the field in the Super Cup final between Madrid and Barcelona. It was painful for Madrid fans, really painful, for the second time in a row. And in this video, we will figure out why a major defeat happened again and who should bear the blame for this defeat. Responsibility. Give this video a like and let's get started. In the first half, we didn't play football. At halftime, I told the players that we must try to keep the ball. Sure, we needed to keep the ball, but don't you think it's really important how my team plays without the ball? And now we're going to break down all the goals that Madrid conceded to make sure we learn from the last defeat against Barcelona. We haven't made any progress. Let's analyze the first goal that Madrid conceded in the 22nd minute. We have no progress. Let's break down the first goal that Madrid conceded in the 22nd minute. The Barcelona players make 4 passes, basically from their own goal line. On Madrid's half of the field, there's a ton of open space. No pressing, no man-to-man marking, not even any fighting. Rudiger got pulled into the holding zone, and he was cut off by one precise pass. Yamal finishes it off. Mendy didn't make it. Tchouaméni isn't a defender. Damn it, 1-1. A foul by Venga, basically a free kick. That's just ridiculous, of course. How can you play like this? Raising your leg that high? That's just reckless. That's just thoughtlessness as a result of the team's overall condition. Well, that's a penalty, and instead of 1-0 in favor of Madrid, the score becomes 1-2. And here I noticed the comments that Madrid fans were leaving during the match. Why play Raul Asensio, a talented center back, as a midfielder? If Barcelona trusts 17-year-old ball, why not Ancelotti with Asensio? Shameful. This loss is on Carlo. This is beyond shameful. Carlo's tactics are a disaster. If Perez is serious about this, Ancelotti should be fired by tonight. And just 3 minutes later, Madrid concedes the third goal. Look, from the very beginning, everything's been going so wrong for us. Madrid got lost under the pressure. Courtois seemed to clear the ball forward, but Vini Jr. lost the battle on the wing. First off, it's surprising that Count is completely alone with the ball. Second, a cross comes into the box, and Tchouaméni is just watching the game. Vasquez can't keep up, and it's just a total nightmare. And then in the first half, the fourth goal goes into Courtois' net. But how? Is that really how you take a corner kick? What kind of plan is this? What kind of pass was that from Rodrigo? Valverde runs all the way, but he can't stop the opponent from making the pass, and the defenders just couldn't get back in time to defend properly. That never happened. It took 82 years for Madrid to concede 4 goals in an El Clasico against Barcelona. The Classico is really turning into a disaster for Carlo. This is already Madrid's 9th loss under the Italian coach, but also 9 wins. We won't forget about Carlo either, just in case. And now we're watching the 5th goal in the second half. If this is what the pressing of a big club looks like, please don't show it in youth soccer schools, or at least show how not to play. 3 passes from the Barcelona players, and the score goes to 5-1. At that moment, it seems like we were all a little bit Florentino. As is tradition, I look at the ratings given for this match in the Madrid fan app. You can do this too, and also read the latest news. You'll find the link in the description of this video. Download it, you'll like it. And what do I find? A lot of 2s. This is, of course, the first obvious problem, and it's completely clear. We just don't have a solid defense for big matches. Tchouaméni, Busquets, Rudiger, Mendy. Unfortunately, they're all playing poorly together, and everyone individually. I'll talk about the second problem very soon, but I think you can guess what it's about. The only good thing today is Mbappe, what we're going to talk about. Let's just forget the rest. This is Carlo after the match highlighting the only player who was a bright spot, Mbappe. He really scored a goal. In the early part of the match, he played well, struck well, and overall looked pretty good throughout the game, despite the minor injuries. And let's also note that Rodrigo scored a nice goal from a free kick. But before that goal, there was also a red card for Barcelona, and with the man advantage, Madrid couldn't do anything. The final score is 2-5. This is a disaster. After the final whistle, Vini Jr. was barely holding back tears on the bench. The microphones picked up how he was trying to lighten the mood. Florentino Perez, he told Modric, well, at some point we had to lose a final, right? I think that's a weak consolation. And that's not how you lose finals. Let's talk about that too. To be honest, let's also note that after the match, there were no meltdowns from the Madrid players. No one was taking off their silver medals around their necks. But it's not even about the meltdown. We need to figure out what's wrong with Madrid in big matches, because it's already the middle of the season, and as we can see, we aren't noticing any significant progress. I'll make 2 conclusions. Let's discuss. All of this in the comments below. This video, let's make the first conclusion like this. This season, Carlo just couldn't get the team to play well. A good one, clear, against strong opponents. Yeah, we've had a great stretch of matches against not the strongest teams in the last few months, and we really won on class, and all those problems just didn't come to light. Our opponents, our rivals just didn't exploit those weak spots. That's why we were happy with the wins. Our opponents, our rivals just didn't press on those sore spots. That's why we were happy with the wins. Let's be honest today. We don't have a game structure when it comes to defense. Our team mechanisms just aren't working. Remember, it used to be like that with Manchester City, Liverpool, Bayern. Yeah, we don't have a defense. Nacho, we still have a lot of injured players. First of all, in defense. We don't have Tony in the center of the field, who used to provide balance right in the middle. These are all obvious problems that we keep talking about. But let's now ask ourselves a question. Isn't it the coach's job to deal with these problems, especially when you're behind? In 6 months, we could have found answers to the questions raised. We see that Barcelona is showing us these answers. Carlo still hasn't found it. The reactions from the Madrid fans are also understandable in light of this. El Clasico. I hope Xabi Alonso will be in Madrid tomorrow. Carlo knows how pathetic these defenders are, but he keeps putting them in the starting lineup over and over again. It's his mistake. And one more natural reaction. That's on the lips of many Madrid fans. Right now, I think, because Madrid really doesn't know how to play in big matches. He's fragile. Barcelona easily breaks him down twice in a row. The most important thing is between these matches, we're not seeing any progress. And the second point I want to highlight, you don't have a feeling that both Carlo himself and the leadership, represented by Florentino Perez, believe that with the arrival of Bale, our lineup has become so cool, so stellar, that even there's no need to play any kind of football. They'll figure it out on the field themselves, and they'll score more in attack than we'll concede. So, it's an overestimation of this team's capabilities, primarily by our management, where there's no, once again, I'll say it, compactness in the game, awareness of their own abilities, and just some kind of belief in miracles. Or maybe they're just daydreaming and think that's how it should be. This overestimation also matters a lot. There's no longer the same. The matches lack the same composure, the same preparation that we saw in previous seasons from Carlo. What is this? What do you even call this? No pressing, no defense, no counterattacks. There's really nothing specific in this classic. We lost. That's it. You can't win all the time. Sometimes you win. Sometimes the opponent does. That's football. Barcelona was just better. Losing to your most principled rival is never easy. But we have to congratulate them because they played a great game, and we need to keep moving forward. Next, by the way, only Madrid came out to the journalists after the game and said those words that you just heard. And we see that in these words, there's a desire to calm us all down. They say this is the final. It's lost, but you can move on. And then we have trophies worth fighting for, and the King's Cup, and the Spanish La Liga, and the Champions League. Of course, but faith that Madrid will be able to improve again in big matches, or faith that we will be successful in these big matches in the second half of the season. Honestly, I have a lot of faith. Of course, the upcoming Copa del Rey game against Celta at home in Santiago Bernabeu should end in a Madrid victory. I have no doubts about that. I'm betting on Madrid to win with a -1.5 goal handicap. So that means it will be a win by a margin. And by the way, there are still bonuses left for you. This is real money that you can claim by following the link in the pinned comment. Here, you can decide whether to bet on Madrid's win, or if you see that the crisis is much more serious, well, at least there's a chance to take it. Please take advantage of this bonus. I'm waiting for you in the comments. Share all your thoughts about El Clasico. Please write in the comments, give this video a like, and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate that. Thank you for your attention, and goodbye.